exciting few months we have ahead of us here on Sky Sports. A brand new tournament gets underway on Friday night, the Golden Contract. We cannot wait, nor can the man alongside me, former world title challenger and MTK's Jamie Collins. So, Jamie, we didn't know we were wearing socks today, did we?
No, I'm over 5'7", but without my shoes I'm 5'5".
Oh, we're still a few months off from Christmas. Christmas socks are very good. There is a lot of buzz around this tournament, isn't there? It seems to be that it's what sport needs. It's new, it's exciting.
It's fresh, it's different, you know, it's giving people a different outlook in boxing and how we can improve and make different changes. But today just shows the tension and the building here is brilliant.
Well, let's talk about today. It's all about the draw. It's the featherweight quarterfinals on Friday night. And what makes this tournament so special is there's a bit of added spice because the 8 fighters do not know who they're fighting until a few minutes' time when they make the draw. Tell us how it works. Tell us about the format.
Well, there's 8 fighters, 8 balls. They randomly pick each ball. There's 4 red and 4 blue. The blues are numbered from 1 to 4. And then from that, the 4 blues get a chance to pick the 4 reds, who they want to do the 4 reds. So you're essentially doing a look at the draw, but then there's an added space of you get to choose who you want to pick. The first blue ball gets to choose between 4 reds, and for me, it's like you're picking the worst of the bunch.
As a fighter, how does this change things for you? Because normally in fight week, you'd know who you're fighting.
In the build-up it does, but then you know it's what separates. They're all taking a big risk here. I know the reward and the opportunity is massive, but each fighter here is taking a big risk. They're not getting 8 weeks, 10 weeks to prepare for one guy and study one guy. They have to study 7. It changes a lot in camp. It creates a lot of very strong mindsets in fighters, so it's going to prove a very strong, mentally strong fighter at the end.
And of course, there's a massive prize on for a lot at stake as well. A 6-figure contract with a major promoter, and also the opportunity to grab some knockout bonuses as well throughout.
Bonuses are a big thing. No one gets paid for overtime, but they get paid for finishing early. So everyone here will be able to impress, improve on. The knockout bonuses keep rolling. So if you're not with someone in the quarters, you're not with someone in the semis, it's massive. But the end goal, the end opportunity for all these guys is to get this big breakthrough 6-figure contract and a chance, you know, to be on the world stage to mix it with the best in the world.
With those knockout bonuses, do you like?
Sinaloa Los Mochis, Mexico. It's giving him a good rummage. Time-honored fashion. Well, that's a red, so he will be one of the fighters who will be chosen. So, Carlos, if you just move away to your left-hand side. Next up is Jazza Dickens. So, Jazza, if you want to come forward. Jazza, former world title challenger, former British champion. Well, he's got a blue ball, that's C2. So if you make your way over to my right-hand side, so he will get to choose second. So next up, David Oliver Joyce, top Irish international amateur, now WBO European champion, and he's got a red ball, so he will be chosen by somebody. Tyrone McCullough, step forward, white chocolate, very fetching pair of shorts. Another very good amateur, undefeated as a pro as well. So he's got C4, so he will get final choice. So by the time it comes around to Tyrone, there will only be one fighter left, so he will know in advance who he gets. Next up, Carlos Ramos, Spanish champion, EU champion, backed by Sergio Martinez and MTK Boxing. He gets red too, so he will be chosen. Aaron Socaras, Cuban fighter based in Miami, trained by Jorge Rubio, who we know well, of course. Undefeated, 22 wins, 3 draws, and he gets C3. So we'll be in a position of choosing Ryan Walsh, long reigning British champion. The 3 Walsh brothers, the men of mayhem from Cromer, Norfolk. And he gets a red ball. He gets a red ball, so he will be one of the fighters who will be chosen. So Leigh Wood will step forward, and if this has all worked out as we think it has, I really hope the ball I expect to see comes out of the bag. Thank God for that. So that is C1. Interesting. So he will get first Choice. So that completes the first section of the draw. So we've got our fighters away to my right who've chosen blue balls. They will get to make the choice. Fighters away to my left hand side, they've got the red balls, so they will be chosen. So I'll just step forward into the centre here. So first up, Leigh Wood, Commonwealth champion. You get to choose. You get to choose one of Carlos Araujo, David Oliver Joyce, Carlos Ramos, or Ryan Walsh. Who's it going to be?
Joyce.
David Oliver Joyce. So shake of hands between the two. And they deep look into each other's eyes. I'll just catch a quick word with the pair of them. So, why him?
Style-wise, really, style-wise, and got a few other reasons why I keep close to my chest, but yeah. I mean, it's late, the whole competition, not just the first round, so to them.
How do you feel about being chosen?
It's a pleasure, to be in the ring and show my class on Friday night. It's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in and show my class.
Okay, well, interesting first matchup. If you two just go back to your mark. So Leigh Wood will be up against David Oliver Joyce. I like the sound of that one already, I really do. Jazza Dickens, so you're next up. If you just step up to the mark. Okay, so he goes for Carlos Ramos. Carlos, as I said, backed by Sergio Martinez, has won the Spanish title, currently the EU champion. Jazza has boxed Rigondo, former British champion, former world title challenger. So, tell us, what caught your eye about him? Anything in particular?
Yeah, just how emotional he is now. And he's got the EU belt, and it's the only one I'm not yet, so I'll be able to take it.
Carlos looks very, very serious, so... Okay, the second pairing has been made. Shake of hands between the two. Jazza Dickens and Carlos Ramos. So next up, Harold Socaras, undefeated Cuban fighter. Based in Miami, as I said, trained by Jorge Rubio. Who are you going to choose? And he goes for Ryan Walsh, who has held the British title for 4 years now. We've seen him recently, saw him just before Christmas on that pay-per-view card, defended in the summer as well. So Ryan, give us your thoughts.
I'm grateful, gracias. I wanted to be picked, I've been picked. See you on Friday.
Okay.
Hasta la vena.
Okay. Hasta la vista.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Best man wins, always.
Always.
Another good matchup. That is another good matchup, as I say, an undefeated fighter in Harold Socaras. With that good Cuban scoring behind him. So Tyrone, step forward. And we know what's going to happen here, but let's just go through the formalities. Anyway, so it'll be Tyrone McCullough up against Carlos Araujo. I mean, it made it fairly simple for you, really. As soon as you get, were you kind of relieved to get a C4 because you don't, I mean, it's out of your hands then.
Well, I wanted a red, but 3-4 is the same.
And when you look at the competition, the other fighters in this tournament, were you that bothered really who you got?
Not really, they're all quality lads, and it's going to be a cracking fight no matter who you pick, so let's do it.
Okay, so that's the draw complete. Thanks very much, gentlemen. If you go back to your marks, and just step away to the.
He wants to say something.
He wants to say something. By all means.
Don't forget here to the fight. You want to fight with everyone.
Can't wait.
Good stuff. Thanks very much. Thanks very much, Carlos. Thanks very much, everybody. So we did rehearsal of this a few minutes before we went on, and it was absolutely flawless, which usually means that the real thing is a complete nightmare. But thankfully, it actually went pretty well. I think, and some really good pairings. And there was a bit of tension around the room, wasn't there, when it was all starting. And it was a great fight.
There were a few gasps around the room. I could catch David Goldwell in my eye. There were a few shocked faces around here. Some interesting matches. Who are you looking forward to?
Well, the very first fight for me, I think, is an absolute belter. Leigh Wood against David Oliver Joyce. That Leigh will have his reasons. Joyce, I saw a lot in the amateurs. Has been boxing at that really. I remember been boxing with Cyril Lomachenko in 2008.
Yeah.
That's the kind of level he's been operating at since then, and he's really hungry for this. So I think that first one out of the hat, that's a great fight. But they're all good fights. I mean, Aaron Socceras against Ryan Walsh, they're all good matchups. We knew they would be.
Definitely. Jamie, before we go, what about you? Who are you looking forward to?
I think he makes a good point with Leigh Wood and David Oliver Joyce. Stylistically, it's a great fight. But Ryan Walsh, Sakaras for me, it was a surprise that Sakaras chose Ryan Walsh. He's the betting favourite here, and he's the most experienced of the lot. It's a really interesting night on Friday.
Absolutely. Well, as Andy said, the tension is already begun, isn't it? You do not want to miss this. A Friday night Sky Sports action. We should be live from York Hall, 8 p.m. Join us then.